Randy Orton wins the Elimination Chamber match. What's up, guys? We had the setup review of WWE Elimination Chamber 2026. They kicked off the show with the Women's Elimination Chamber match, which was Rhea Ripley, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez. This match was absolute chaos. Kiana James, for somebody that was kind of like an underdog in this match, she actually did a really good job in this match. She was put through the pod by Raquel Rodriguez and then was eliminated alongside with Asuka. Alexa Bliss was the first person to be eliminated. Then Raquel Rodriguez was the third person to be eliminated. It was down to Rhea Ripley and Tiffany Stratton. And I know a lot of people didn't want to see Tiffany Stratton or Rhea Ripley win. At least a lot of people online, they were hating on it. I did not want to see Tiffany Stratton win because we've already seen Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill fight multiple times, which that did not happen. Rhea Ripley ended up hitting the Riptide on Tiffany Stratton to pick up the victory and punch her ticket to WrestleMania 42 to face Jade Cargill for the Women's World title, which should be a good match because Rhea Ripley, an absolute beast of a women's wrestler, same thing with Jade Cargill, so it should be an intense match between Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill at WrestleMania 42 for the Women's WWE Championship. But once again, it's Rhea Ripley. We've seen Rhea Ripley fight for the title multiple times, so I don't know. This felt really predictable. It felt like as soon as I saw Rhea Ripley lose the tag titles on SmackDown, I instantly knew she was going to win this match. But not a terrible way to kick off the show. Then we had Becky Lynch defend her Women's Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee in AJ Lee's hometown of Chicago, which personally I found this match very boring. It felt way too long than it should have been. It just felt really dragged out. And as Becky Lynch is going to say once again, the ref screwed her over. She got hit by Becky Lynch actually on accident. And AJ Lee ended up taking advantage of Becky Lynch by putting her into the turnbuckle that Becky Lynch actually unveiled. And AJ Lee put her in that Black Widow or whatever the hell it's called, submission move, and made Becky Lynch tap out. Becky Lynch tapped out to AJ Lee, and AJ Lee won the Women's Intercontinental Championship from Becky Lynch. So Becky Lynch, we already know on Monday Night Raw, is going to be absolutely pissed off that she lost her Women's Intercontinental title to AJ Lee. And the crowd in Chicago is absolutely crazy, but AJ Lee winning her first title in over 10 years, winning her first ever singles match in over 10 years. Also, I know that's not AJ Lee and that's Zelina Vega, but I'm using her as AJ Lee. But overall, this match wasn't terrible. The crowd was absolutely hyped for it, but it was not, personally, I did not like this match this much. I just felt like it was a little dragged out too long. I'm assuming we'll see a rematch of these two at WrestleMania. I would not be surprised at all if that happens. Then it was time for the world title match, CM Punk versus Finn Balor, fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. Finn Balor comes out with his awesome entrance music, and then CM Punk having a very cool entrance, coming out to the Chicago Bulls theme song, and then having one of the iconic Chicago Bulls announcers announce him, and then he came out to the Cult of Personality. Really cool because they obviously were in United Center, where the Chicago Bulls play, where Michael Jordan made the Chicago Bulls absolutely famous. And then CM Punk had some awesome Chicago Blackhawks gear, which that's also where the Blackhawks play, so really cool stuff there. But then Finn Balor and CM Punk put on an absolute banger of a match, long match, but absolute banger of a match. CM Punk got his mouth busted open. He was bleeding from the mouth. Overall, these guys left everything in the ring, putting on a fantastic match. But for me, the finish, the end of the match, felt just weird. Finn Balor does everything he possibly can, and out of nowhere, CM Punk hits the GTS in 1, 2, 3. He beats Finn Balor. I just felt like it felt flat, the ending. But CM Punk beats Finn Balor clean. No shenanigans, no nothing. I predicted Roman was going to get involved with this, and we're going to have a triple threat at Mania. But I guess not. CM Punk beats Finn Balor clean. And then Finn Balor gets up and shows respect to CM Punk, shakes his hand, points to him, and they have a nice little moment there. And then AJ Lee comes out, and AJ Lee and CM Punk celebrate together with their gold now because they both are champions now. CM Punk retaining his world title and AJ Lee winning her Women's Intercontinental title. And they get to celebrate together in front of their hometown of Chicago in United Center, both being champions. It was a cool moment. The crowd was going crazy for them. But I just felt like this was so cheap, like a cheap pop type moment. But it was still cool for AJ Lee and CM Punk to have their moment in Chicago as double champions. Then it was time to reveal the mystery box. They have this box and everything at the stage. The lights are out. Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce opened it up, and it's a coffin. And then the coffin opens up, and a bunch of these dancers come out with music. And then Danhausen comes out from behind. He comes out as the last person, Danhausen from AEW. If you don't know who Danhausen is, you're not the only one. Like 90% of Allstate Arena, they had no idea who he was. I got introduced to Danhausen because of Ethan Page's Toy Hunt vlogs back in the day. And that's really the only main reason I know him. And then obviously he was in AEW, but he didn't do much in AEW because he was injured. But man, that crowd, they were the smallest pop ever. I mean, like, you could almost hear a pin drop. Like, hardly anybody got excited. And once he came out, nobody could care less. He got in the ring, and then the lights went out, and then he was gone. But when the lights went out, the whole arena started booing. They booed him out of the building. Nobody could care about Danhausen debuting in WWE. Like, he was a jobber in AEW. What do you expect him to be in WWE? So the box that they hyped up for a whole entire month definitely, in my opinion, fell flat big time. I mean, like, you build up a mystery box for a month, and it end up being Danhausen. That's pretty brutal. But honestly, though, it kind of felt bad for Danhausen because the crowd cared less about him, and they booed him out of the building. Then it was main event time. It was the men's Elimination Chamber match, which I like this match a lot. I've been seeing a couple people saying that the actual match itself was boring. I actually liked it. The only thing I will say I was not expecting, which I was expecting, but that didn't happen, was Javon Evans. I was expecting Javon Evans to do a lot more crazy stuff, and the only thing he really did was he did a frog splash out the top of a pod, which was still cool, but I was expecting him to do something crazier. But then Logan Paul quickly eliminated Javon Evans. Then he also eliminated LA Knight, and he eliminated Trick Williams. Logan Paul had the most eliminations, eliminating 3 superstars. And while Trick Williams was rolling out of the cage, a masked man tried getting in there, which was taken away by security quickly, but the cage was still open, and then a second masked man got in there and hit the stomp on Logan Paul, revealing himself to be Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins is back, thank God. I've been missing Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw big time. So Seth Rollins is back and takes out Logan Paul, and I'm going to call this, I'm predicting this right now, that this spot that Logan Paul had was supposed to be Braun Breaker, and then Braun Breaker got injured, and it was supposed to all start with the Royal Rumble. The masked man took him out. Then Braun Breaker got injured. They're like, all right, let's do this with Bronson Reed. And then Bronson Reed gets injured, and then they had to have Jey Uso win, so they had to get rid of Jey Uso in this match so they could replace him with Logan Paul, another member of the Vision. So I'm assuming in WrestleMania we're going to get Seth Rollins and Logan Paul fighting one-on-one, which should be a pretty good match. So then it was down to the final two, Randy Orton and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And I guess the chamber was still open because Drew McIntyre sneaks in here and attacks Cody Rhodes and beats him up. Randy Orton pulls Drew McIntyre off, and Cody Rhodes hits Drew McIntyre with the crossroads. And as soon as Cody gets up, RKO out of nowhere by Randy Orton. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton wins the men's elimination chamber. I was so hyped for this. I shot out right out of my chair, my seat. I was so hyped because I wanted Randy Orton to win this match. Randy Orton deserves to win that world title again before he retires. Randy wins, so he points to the WrestleMania sign. He's going to WrestleMania 42 to face Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship. I don't think it's going to be a singles match, though. I think Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes are going to get in this match, and it's going to be a fatal four-way. I think Jacob Fatu, because he's been screwed by Drew McIntyre twice, and I think Cody Rhodes, because it's Cody Rhodes, he's going to get in the match. But I still hope Randy Orton wins the match, and then maybe we'll get Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes down the line, which would be awesome. So overall, I really liked this show. I liked the Punk match, and Punk Finn Balor match was fantastic. The men's elimination chamber was awesome, especially Randy Orton winning. Seeing Seth Rollins return. Danhausen was very lackluster. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch was all right. And the women's elimination chamber match was decent. I'm like, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. So I'm going to give Elimination Chamber a 4 out of 5. I feel like it was a very, very solid show. Much better than the Royal Rumble. I mean, like, it blows the Royal Rumble out of the park. I mean, like, the Royal Rumble was so bad. And Elimination Chamber definitely made up for the Royal Rumble. And I haven't been hyped for WrestleMania this whole WrestleMania season. I'm hyped now, especially with Randy Orton fighting for the WWE Championship and the main event of WrestleMania. I am super hyped for that. So overall, really good show for Elimination Chamber. I was very entertained. So make sure to go check out my Instagram, which is all lowercase JW Live. Highly appreciate that. Also go check out my TikTok, which is lowercase JW_Live. Highly appreciate that as well. Make sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel because we post every single day awesome wrestling figure content. Thank you guys for watching this JW Live, and I'll see you guys in the next one.